been planning a video for quite some time on how to name your YouTube channel and the different storytelling approaches that you can take. But I'm glad I waited because I had an epiphany today and I'm going to share it. Hi, I'm Darren. I am a creator and a producer who has been on YouTube for the last 15 years. I started on the entertainment side. I created an episodic web series. I ended up getting nominated for a Writers Guild Award for that. I ended up winning a Writers Guild Award for another project. I've worked on projects that have won Emmys, and I've also produced a lot of thought leadership content, which made me very excited to get back on YouTube because YouTube has now become the #1 TV streaming service, and storytelling has become extremely important, and that's where I can help you. So you have a YouTube channel, or you're about to start a YouTube channel, or you're restarting your YouTube channel. I've actually done all three, by the way, but you're confused on how to name your channel, or maybe you're thinking of renaming your channel, or maybe you're starting a new channel and you're like, what the heck do I name it? Well, I had come up with 3 different approaches and the storytelling implications of each of those approaches. But recently, actually about an hour ago, I solved a problem and I realized that there's 4 approaches, and I'm going to get into it. First approach is naming your YouTube channel after your company. Now, of course, you have to have a company to do that, but maybe you have a small business and you're thinking that you want to use your YouTube channel to grow your business, which you should be doing, by the way. 91% of small businesses are not using YouTube to promote your business, and that is a huge missed opportunity. YouTube is a great way to build trust, and you can eventually convert people into users of your services. If you're building a company branded YouTube channel, there is usually a mission, and you're going to build a storytelling strategy around, or you should build a storytelling strategy around that mission. That's what a lot of brands that you're familiar with do. Some powerful examples of that would be Nike, would be Red Bull, would be Dove. And you have your mission for your content and you're creating content around that mission. Like Darman's channel is very much about inspirational content. The next approach is naming your channel after an avatar. And it's kind of like a hybrid between naming your channel after a company and naming your channel after yourself, which we're going to get into in a moment. I know many of you have personal brands, you don't have a company yet, and you're probably like, Darren, I don't have a company yet, so I don't want to hear about this. But we will get to that. That's number 3. Number 2 is somewhere between the both of those, where it's not a company per se, but you are not using your name. You're using a shared identity that your viewer has with you. The thing about this approach is the storytelling is very powerful because it's about a shared narrative that you have with your potential viewer. So for example, Midlife Anti-Crisis. Great channel. If you have not checked it out, you should check it out. But she didn't name her channel after herself. She didn't name it after her name. She could have taken that approach. What she did was she named it after a shared identity that her and her target viewer have in common. And her channel is all about looking at midlife differently, right? Instead of looking at midlife as the trope of midlife crisis, she's looking at it as a midlife anti-crisis. And she's inviting the people that follow her, her target viewer, to do the same. So it's this shared identity. It's also a shared narrative. So it's really, really powerful storytelling that still feels personal. It's not all the way towards a personal brand, and it's not all the way towards a corporate brand. It's right in the middle, but it kind of marries the best of both of those worlds. If you didn't know, I have been building a community. The community is called the Storytelling Room. I am really excited about it. It is a community focused on storytelling, particularly on YouTube in 2025 and beyond, is focused on creating a supportive environment for creators to really craft binge-worthy storytelling, which has become a necessity here on YouTube and really across social media in general. So I am immensely excited about this community. It is totally free. The community is on School. I'm going to do a separate video on why I chose School, because believe me, I did an abundance of research. I will pop the link in my description and in my pinned comment. And that brings me to naming your YouTube channel after yourself and building a personal brand. Building a personal brand is usually about trying to build yourself up as an authority in your niche so that you can ultimately convert people either into clients of your services, clients of your company, or to convert them into coaching or courses or memberships. Now, for a lot of people, that is going to be the approach that they're doing because their personal brand is the company. Their personal brand is the brand that you're building. And the thing about a personal brand is that it is the most effective way to build trust. For a personal brand, it's really about building trust and connection in you and your voice and your experience and your expertise. And so there's a different level of trust that comes with a personal brand than there is with a company brand for that reason, which is why a lot of founders will have both. They will have their company brand that's focused on the mission and the services and the storytelling around that. And then they will have a personal brand that's focused on building trust and a connection with their potential clients. And this is where I actually had my epiphany today. There is an increasing number of creators who are creating multiple YouTube channels, which is frankly something that I wanted to avoid. For those of you who don't know my history, I began here on YouTube with a web series called Downsize. I then worked on a lot of other projects. And I, at one point, created a blog called Digital Chick TV, which was really about shining a spotlight on web series creators. All of my handles on social media are Digital Chick TV. That's my brand. It was kind of like an avatar between me and my main viewer, which was Digital Chicks, right? My original channel is Digital Chick TV, and that's where a lot of my entertainment-based content is. Not all of it, but some of it is over there. So when I first returned to YouTube, I was posting the content that I'm now posting on this channel on that channel. And it didn't really make sense from a storytelling perspective because the other content on that channel was entertainment content. The content that I was now making was about building a personal brand, and it was about marketing, and it was confusing to the algorithm, or so I was told by strategists. So I ended up creating a separate channel that was focused on educational content, but I did not know what to name it. What do I name it? Because all of my other handles are Digital Chick TV, including the first YouTube channel. And so what am I going to name this channel? When I first launched it, I named this channel the Digital Chick Network because I was still trying to use that avatar of the Digital Chick. And for many reasons, I ended up changing this channel to my personal brand, which was a little bit awkward to me. It still is a little bit awkward to me because I actually never really wanted to build a personal brand. So it's awkward to me to be a personal brand. That's new, but it made the most sense and also kind of made it a little bit cleaner to me, the separation between the Digital Chick TV brand and the Darren Strauss brand. And so I went with that. The same thing can happen if you're a personal brand. And let's say you're someone who has a lot of different interests and you're like, okay, everybody's telling me to niche down, but I have a lot of interests. How do I approach it? Well, this was the epiphany that I had today. I have these two channels, Digital Chick TV and Darren Strauss, and I have a community, right, that I'm building out. And I thought, here is how those three can connect and allow me to talk about all the things that I want to talk about. I can use Digital Chick TV to focus on the entertainment side of storytelling. And I can use my personal channel to focus on the educational and personal brand side of storytelling. And then my community can bring them both together. And that is a way to be able to touch on all of those different audiences without confusing the YouTube algorithm. And I realized that that is the fourth approach. If this was helpful to you and you would like to work one-on-one with me, you can get more information on how to book a session or sessions by clicking on the link that is in my description. Now that you have a YouTube channel with a solid brand strategy, you need to make sure that your audience retention is strong. And for that, you should check out this video where I break down a video structure that will keep your viewers watching. Until next time, keep creating, and I will see you soon.